Hello, folks. Welcome in. Hi there. That's an up-close shot. But what's going on here, camera? What's with the headshot tonight? Welcome. Hi there. I'm Chef JT. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you've had a great weekend. Hi there, Will. Welcome. Are you still working? Yeah, you are. Next thing we have to hope is that the scale batteries are going to hold out. I don't have high hopes for this. The batteries are on their last little bit. Just barely made it. Please stop shaking, Cam. A little late with your timing there, camera. Well, it didn't last for the timer. It lasted long enough that we got the scale to weigh. Of course, now we have the fun of trying to do our focaccia without having the batteries for such fun. Without a scale. Oh, I guess we'll just leave this all as a mess. I'm not going to charge these in the middle of the stream. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Cheers! Man, my hand is shaking something fierce tonight, and I don't know why. Where do we start with things with this delectable meal? I think we start with getting the yeast going. I think we need some yeasties going. That is not going to work. No. Please, just give me the thing that I wanted in front of me in the first place. Silly browser, why are you being so difficult? Okay, that's closer to what I'm looking for. Let's see here. That'll be okay. That is awesome. Alright, starting with some warm water and yeasties. I'm getting a little more reckless with my yeast use just because of how old the yeast is getting that I have in the house now. And so I'm pouring a little more heavy-handed because I don't know if it's been a year, but we're definitely in that ballpark. So let that do its thing. We need some honey in there with that. I guess we'll do it without. We can use you for this too. 2. Three. And a half cups of flour. I did 1 cup of bread flour in there. Most recipes are just straight AP. I thought I'd see how that works. Hi, Dan Reader. Welcome, welcome. Healthy dose of salt. Actually, I should throw some more salt in there, considering how much flour is here. And because I have to use it to use, and we're doing bacon and cheddar focaccia tonight, I'm going to put some of this cheddar seasoning that I have, this nacho cheddar seasoning. If you have cheese powder, it'd be even better. It's just taking up space in the kitchen. And at the very least, the turmeric in it will help the color. Oh, dad joke. Oh, dad joke. That's nice and foamy. I think that's alive. We're going to mix these all together. Get a party going here. Use a spatula to get the little bit of honey in the bottom out of there. That does remind me, I do want to start preheating our oven to 400. We'll let that rest. We're going to give it a healthy dose of oil here. Use the same bowl to proof it, because why not? So there's the beginnings of a focaccia. This is one of those recipes, sort of like pizza dough, where I'm sort of rushing this with my streams because I haven't made a pool and allowed that to do its thing overnight or multiple nights, or I don't have like a sourdough culture going in my house. I talked about it in the Discord not too long ago, like, sourdough sort of intimidates me. Not that I think it's impossible or even that hard to do. It intimidates me because I don't think I would, even with me doing some sort of bread here on stream at least once a week, I still don't see myself using as much as a sourdough culture is going to put off. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone in chat can be like, nah, you're fine as long as you do something like once a month. Oh. 2 of these. mental geometry. So that's ready to go in the oven when the oven gets done preheating. That's going to be, I'm going to par cook this bacon. This is only going to go in the oven for a short period of time compared to, normally I do 18-20 minutes at 400-ish. Again, convection oven, not conventional, not fancy air fryer. So maybe you'll do 375 in your convection oven. But instead of that 18 minutes, I'm thinking maybe more like 12-ish. Like, I want there to be a little way for it still to go, but I want most of the basic rendering and most of the basic cooking going there, and that way it just finishes on top of the focaccia as we bake the focaccia. Add the break while I butcher a chicken. Those are going to be dinner on Monday, tomorrow. Oven's at 400 degrees now. Hey, Zix. So we'll go ahead and drop our bacon in the oven. Set a 12-minute timer for that. Like I said, I'm par cooking the bacon. We're not going all the way through with that. Okay, we got that and that settled. Let's make sure before I jump into doing chicken again. Some good stuff. I enjoy making focaccia. It takes a minute, which is most of the recipes like pizzas and like that are really going to have solid depth to the flavor. You need that ferment, that funk, that then bakes into deliciousness. Sort of like, yeah. Have you ever had like a soup or something with the cream where it started to go, but you still cooked it through and tried it? Like, you can get some real depth out of funky dairy. This is going in the freezer. Chilly. That makes me think it's colder than it already is. I debated turning on my new heater the other day. As in the evening, it's now getting cold enough that, you know, the bed definitely need covers, that sort of a thing scenario. And that's the way this house sort of is. Like, good portion of the year, at least half the year, you need that heater on, if only for the nighttime. Despite it being beautiful California and me not being in the frozen Midwest where I grew up, it still needs a little bit of heating action. Follow me, camera. Quick. Yeah. So these chicken breasts. Let's take the skin off of these. Since we're grilling them, and I'm just not outside of that perfect bite of perfectly crisp skin, chicken skin doesn't interest me all that much. It's mostly just slimy nasty. Bought it whole and bought the smallest one they had there. That's one of my habits, is I may not buy the cheapest meat, but I'll buy the cheapest package that's there. And the sad thing about this is I know I'm kicking myself even for buying this now as it is, because I like Rocky as a brand to begin with, but I know it's coming from Petaluma, and that's a Rocky and Rosie plant, which means in my mind, in my corporate business mind, every one of those Rockies is just a Rosie that didn't pass, you know, making it to the factory without antibiotics or some push. And so I'm like, and I didn't do it because the difference was like $5 today. I just looked at the two. I was just like, I couldn't. I'm looking at the meat now, and the color on that meat is horrible. Look at the discoloration on that. That's raw. That hasn't been cooked. It hasn't been defrosted. It hasn't been frozen, as far as I know. Because I wanted to save $5. But that's why they're not that huge ones. Those huge ones. Like, I know that's how it works with clover. Well, I'm going to get in trouble because I don't know exactly that's how it works with clover. But these organic and non-organic farms, in a lot of cases, it's a profit thing. Like, they would love to be wholly organic, but it makes no business sense because as soon as an animal gets sick or tired or needs some sort of help, it is now not only not making us money, it's now hurting us money. Whereas we can send that to the farm next door, have it make conventional products, and spend a couple bucks on its health. I really just shouldn't talk about meat on stream because I don't really know all the laws around talking about meat, but I know it's one of the things here in the US. There isn't really freedom of speech. And you start getting into talking seriously about what specific companies are doing what and what type of plant, you can get yourself in trouble. Hi, Suki. What am I doing with this chicken tonight? We're grilling it. Okay. So we're gonna marinate it now. Worcestershire. soy sauce. And lemon juice. So there our chicken is hanging out. Minute and a half. Minute and a half. I think we're gonna chill for a minute and a half while we wait on our bacon. Good coffee tonight. Was tempted to go out to the farmer's market. I just didn't have the energy this morning. Maybe I'll have the energy on Tuesday. There's no markets that I know of on Monday. The bread be poofing. It hasn't poofed a lot, but it's poofed. It's... Ooh. My apologies. There we go. There we go. So now we got the super chew bacon tonight. That's definitely not crispy yet. I am going to transfer that to, well, a plate. Don't really need. I want the pan and the bacon fat less than I want the bacon right now. So we're just gonna put the bacon straight on a plate here. I'm not gonna waste any paper. I waste enough paper as it is. Cauliflower time. I'm breaking these down size here a bit so they're a little more equal and a little bit smaller for the most part. So tossing the cauliflower in the bacon juice and fat. At this point I would call the bacon mostly cooked, but it hasn't rendered out a lot of that moisture, not fat. Render fat, not moisture. It hasn't evaporated all that moisture. And then splash the acid in there, a little lime juice. I just realized this song is very similar to a Chemical Brothers song. More salt. Pepper. Garlic powder. And then back right over here, where we'll just throw that, use that same pan we used for the bacon, for roasting our cauliflower now. And we can spread things out a bit, because we want a little color if we can get it tonight on this. Even though there's added moisture on these, we're going to raise the temp. Let's do 450 for these. We'll give that a moment to warm up. Slowly getting there with the focaccia. And get out my Detroit style pizza pan, which I'm going to use from Focaccia. Ensures an amazing crust on the bottom. Hi, Dragon! Hit that up with some olive oil. I don't know, you think that's enough bacon? I think we're going to have to take a little bit of an AFK here. We've got our... Once we get the cauliflower in there, I want to give the oven another moment. It says it's at 450. It hasn't raised 50 degrees in that 30 seconds. But roasting the cauliflower, we're going to take 30-ish minutes to get the cauliflower done. I guess we got some other stuff we need to get done. We need to do the lettuce. That sounds like a very appetizing description for crust. Cup and a half of warm water with yeast and honey. 3.5 cups of AP flour. Give it a quick knead. Get it all to come together. Let it do its thing. You want to knead it so that it sticks together, but it's one of those doughs that you want to sort of knead it as little as you can at the same time. Because you want it to be soft and loose and airy. And also, like I said, you're not going to get the best flavor from it doing it like I'm doing it tonight. You're going to get much better flavor if you plan ahead and do a pura. You go ahead and add some yeast and liquid and let it sit in the fridge overnight, or even a couple of nights. You can add honey, you can add spices. I added some cheese powder to mine, so mine might be a little bit more yellow. Hopefully it's a little bit more yellow. Yeah, I'm doing a cheddar and bacon focaccia, so I have the cheese, as I was saying earlier, I have the cheese powder here in the kitchen. I thought, why not? Use it up. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot to the actual bread. My experience is flavoring bread is usually a futile process. You got to make the bread and then you can flavor it. I did slightly more than just getting it to combine, but yeah, more or less just getting it to combine. I wouldn't call it no knead, but there is a no knead version of focaccia out there. I haven't tried it. Let's go ahead and throw that cauliflower in. I'll look at it in 20. Probably going to take more. What is that? Alright, we're going to put this in the pan. Alright, that's our first sort of push down on that. We got that all nicely somewhat to the corners. We're going to continue to stretch and pull to the corners like you would for the Detroit style pizza. And we're going to let that sit for its second poof. Cheese. I don't live in Canada. Hi, Master Splits. It's bread. You're not familiar with focaccia bread? Hopefully everyone out there's had a great weekend. I had an okay weekend. I went out last night. Was rather frustrated by that experience. I don't know why I even bother trying to go out anymore. But went to the bar I was talking about the other night and walked up to the door, and there was at least 15 people sitting there with 2 bouncers in front of the place, and I'm like, when did this become a club? Like, it's a sports bar. Like, and so, like, I can't even go to the one place I was like, this does not look like a place where I'm going to get roofied at. Not that I'm particularly worried about that, but and so I went to a small little dead place and had one drink and went home after walking up to that line and being like, why do I want to wait in line to go to your... Like, I don't understand this mentality of clubs and the public mentality of it's so popular that people have to stand outside and wait for it. It's right up there with Apple phones. People waiting in line for an Apple phone. At least with Apple phones, there's the whole first mentality. Nightclubs, like, it's not like you're waiting behind a line of stars and celebrities. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I should have checked and seen how busy it was. But I had figured, even though it was Saturday night, I had figured it was sort of a weather-wise Saturday night. Like, it wasn't like cool, crisp, into summer, beautiful out Saturday night. No, it was It wasn't raining, but it wasn't... That's different. Like, I'm talking to people that are, like, camping out in front of stores the night before and stuff like that. Like, to a certain degree, I get the first, and I get the, if you're serious about it, wanting to be serious about getting it and having it because there might be a limited number. But beyond that, I'm just like, why are you wasting your time? Oh, they're still sort of doing it, at least to some degrees. Like, there's the photos, like, there was the, small videos of the dude dropping his phone before he could get it signed. I'm spacing on the head of the CEO. I keep wanting to say Steve Jobs, but it's not Steve Jobs. I'm sort of debating and unsure what's the best point in time to add the bacon and the cheddar to this party. I might actually do like a punch down and add the bacon and let it sit a third time. I think that's probably going to be the plan. Sort of like J-Day loves couches? I hope not. Dicing it. I hate dicing onions, but I'm dicing it. That looks like a good amount for this. I'm going to throw that in with the normal salad. We're sharing a lot of ingredients between these two salads tonight. We got the cauliflower that's in the oven with the sweet onion, olives, and then we're going to do, and blue cheese. I've got blue cheese stuffed olives. I've got more blue cheese. I'm going to put blue cheese in that. I'm going to put blue cheese in my normal salad. Let's see how the cauliflower's looking. We got some starting color there. That's looking nice. Let's give all this a flip. I'd have to look up what type of salad Woodrow Wilson liked, because there can be all sorts of chicken salads you can make. I'm assuming it's a little closer to, say, like a Coronation chicken salad, but I doubt it's the same. I doubt it's got fruit. For everyone that's tuning in and wondering why this pan looks so dirty, it's because I cooked the bacon on it before I cooked the cauliflower on it. So we're getting all that bacon flavor on our cauliflower for our salad too, even though there's no real bacon in the salad. We'll give it another 10 minutes. Anyone have a recipe for Woodrow Wilson's chicken salad? Ad break. Just going to be cutting olives. Cheese stuffed olives. But olives. Let's see, how easy you have pretty well. Anyone going to TwitchCon? I'm not this year. That's next weekend. Hey, Muskeg. Thank you for the resub. Greatly appreciate that. Really? You're gonna recommend DoorDash in this chat room? In my stream? Alright, so we got blue cheese, we got olives, we got onions in there. That's gonna get the cauliflower, and then we're gonna see what I need to add to that, or if anything. Color-wise, I'm a little tempted to add some like pimentos or something in there, but otherwise, I think it's time for this. Roasty toasty cauliflower out of the oven. So we got bacon and cheddar on there. Now we gotta let that sit one last time. Put a little dill in there. that a wild Soph Fluff I see? Hi, Soph. Alright, so we got our first salad done here. This is almost more set to go with the focaccia than anything else. Giant chunk of cheese. But we've got roasted cauliflower, green olives, blue cheese, white onion. We got our chicken chilling, waiting for the grilling action. We got our salad prepped. Hope it was pretty. Hope you didn't have to drive in it. Mustard. So you got French's mustard there. And do a good spoonful of homemade Dijon in there. Yeah, it's when they get slushed up and 24, 48 hours later, if things haven't warmed up, is when they really get nasty. And lots of honey. That or it melts and it refreezes and you get the black ice. Okay, that'll work. Simple blue cheese, simple honey mustard. Mmm. Whoa. Wait, I was just there. So your stuff fluff tonight. 2 turkey dinners. I want to give the focaccia another good 10-15 minutes to hang out and do its thing. And I don't want to rush doing the chicken ahead of time. Go ahead and throw this on the stove. But I think I'm going to take a little bit of a breather here. Take a 10-15 minute break and wait for that bread to poof a little bit more before I throw it in the oven. We'll come back and we'll start doing chicken, start prepping for salad. Yeah. So sit down, get cozy. Or if you've been sitting down for a while, get up and move around. I'll see all your lovely faces back here in a little more than 10 minutes.
Something new has been added. The General Electric portable mixer now has a drink mixer for delicious shakes and juice drinks in quicker than a shake. An extra attachment at no extra cost. This GE portable mixer weighs less than 3 pounds, yet it's powerful enough to blend the heaviest batter. Also mixes sauces at the range. It has low speed for cookie dough, medium speed for beating frostings, and high speed for whipping egg whites. And look, this handy push button releases the beaters at a touch. And no dangling cord. You can remove the cord so it stores neatly on the wall. Comes in 4 decorator colors. See it at your GE dealers. Does any mixing job anywhere.
If you're still watching television on a small screen set, you're missing a lot. Here, for example, is a close-up on a 10-inch set. See how much smaller it is than my head? Now I'd like to show you the same close-up on a 21-inch set. There. Just look at the difference. She's as big as I am now. You can have big screen close-ups just like that. Close-ups as large as life with RCA Victor's great new 21-inch model, the Master 21, at the lowest 21-inch price in RCA Victor history, as little as $199.95. Visit your RCA Victor dealer soon. See television's greatest value, the Master 21, big screen 21-inch quality TV for $199.95. And remember, every year, more people buy RCA Victor than any other television.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
Hello, may I come in? I am Chef Boyardee. Perhaps you have seen my picture on Chef Boyardee products at your grocers. Today I want to tell you about a wonderful dinner for three. A dinner that only costs about 15 cents a serving. It's my own Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat sauce or mushroom sauce. It all comes in one carton. A full half pound of tender, quick cooking spaghetti, 10 full ounces of rich, tasty sauce, and to top it off, a whole can of zippy grated cheese. A wonderful food. So ask your grocer for Chef Boyardee spaghetti dinner with meat or mushroom sauce, won't you? And look for other Chef Boyardee products. They're also delicious, they're also nourishing, and they help keep the cost of your meals down. Chef Boyardee's products are at best grocers.
Ask for Chef Boyardee's spaghetti dinner. Only about 15 cents a serving.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
Daddy! Gee, Mom was counting on that Jell-O cake for Johnny's Scout meeting tomorrow. Okay, Daddy. It's so easy to make a cake with Betty Crocker cake mix. I'll make her another one. White cake, devil's food, yellow cake.
It's a good thing her mom's modern. I'm Betty Crocker. With my yellow cake mix, all you do is add water and a couple of fresh eggs. The other ingredients are in the package. Same fine things you'd use right in your own home. You'll get a perfect cake just like this, or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they'll send your money back. A high cake, a light cake, a better tasting cake.
And don't think it isn't. That's why Betty Crocker herself says,
I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake, cake after cake after cake.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light. That's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. We've got our lovely salad here just chilling still. I think it's time to throw this in the oven. It's looking ready to me. It's starting to poke out in a couple of places. And it's just going to poke out more as it bakes. So let's go in 375 degree oven. Guess 20 minutes. $20, $25. Yeah. Alright, now that we got that going, salad time. Back to salads. Back to these beauties. Start preheating our grill pan here. I know, that wasn't a great throw, was it? Spritz of oil on these after drying them off. Salt them all. Switching that fan on high. Okay. Just gotta be a little bit closer. Messing up the grill marks on one of them, but they both need a little more time on the grill. Turning the flames off of that. I'm just going to let the cast iron continue. You can see there's plenty of smoke there. There's even more smoke than you can see from the camera, because the camera can't pick it up very well. Actually, you can tell just from looking in the room, looking at how much is underneath the light there, how much smoke we're doing. Just olive oil and Italian seasoning instead. That's the traditional way. Some oregano, maybe some rosemary. I used to use rosemary quite a bit, but I basically never use rosemary anymore. I have rosemary bushes outside. I think it's a wonderful smell. It's just so potent, and I cannot stand when I get needles in my food. We'll let those sit for a moment. I think we're going to bag up some of this lettuce tonight. Because that's a lot of lettuce. Like, I want a good salad tonight, but that's like... I also had the romaine in the kitchen for a minute. I wanted to use it up. Why aren't you tearing? You're supposed to tear. The magic oval. Ziploc needs to learn from the magic oval. I think that leaves me with a solid salad for tonight. "10 minutes on the bread," and that's our first timer on the bread. But you know the other thing that focaccia is great for, you just listed all the, like, that's like 2 or 3 great sandwiches right there. Tomato and chicken, multi-veg. Awesome. Yep, that's a good time. I don't know why this conversation is reminding me of it. I think I posted it in Discord. I don't know if I did or not. Did anyone notice that, did anyone else see the giant McDonald's poster? I don't know if it was, I didn't look close enough. Maybe it was photoshopped. I don't think it was photoshopped. I think it was legitimately put up overnight. Where McDonald's had a giant wall advertising, "Hey, crypto bros, we're hiring." Yeah, the crash was another Taco Tuesday. He's already walked back his words. What was the reason that they depressed you? My primary thought would be that it's probably them not keeping decent romaine anymore, but that is purely a guess. Tasteless dressing, wow. And Caesar is like smack you across the face power flavor. That's sad. It totally doesn't match the honey mustard dressing, but I'm throwing some blue cheese in there. I am worried you are not cooked through all the way. I think you're going to go in the oven. Yeah, we're going to throw those in the oven. Oh, that smells like breakfast. That's a shame. I wonder if they're just making Caesar salad become somewhat tasteless. And the way I've talked about that before, how tilapia has been essentially engineered to be tasteless. Chicken has been somewhat engineered to be essentially tasteless. They want it to work for everything so they can sell it to everyone for everything. And so they have bred and modified and fed them all things to get you the most neutral flavored product that they can so you can use it for all sorts of things. Wonder if they're doing that with things like ranch and Caesar. That they're so ubiquitous that they're just becoming creamy liquid. Is it like a vegan one? Like, I could see chickpeas for texture to make it seem more like a traditional... Like, you could use the chickpeas both to sort of substitute the amount of parm you should put in there and the amount of anchovy that you should put in there. This this focaccia is definitely going to need another 5 minutes. Like, it didn't have hardly any color at all going on with it yet. So, it needs more time. Well, that's definitely why they're using the chickpeas then. Because they wanted to try and simulate that mouthfeel, that texture. That slight grit from the dried cheese. Because the dried cheese never really hydrates in the liquid. Oof. Yeah. Oh, you mean they just had, like, I assumed that you meant that they would put roasted chickpeas in the dressing. You mean they just put chickpeas on it because, I don't know, maybe wanted to increase protein levels? Yeah, I have no interest in that at all. That ain't a Caesar. Little touch of blue cheese on the very top. Do I have any? I don't think I have any. Now, those definitely ain't usable. What are you? Oh, you're your cucumber from earlier today. Yeah, none of those are gonna work. Yeah, maybe peppers. Roasted pepper might be decent in that. Pimentos might be decent in that. I'm trying to think of something else. Like, I think the flavors here and everything here is great. It's just so monotone. Like, the green olives don't pop out at all. I just want something to give it, like... We'll take a quick glance at our bread. Nope. We'll give it 4 minutes. And we'll overcook the chicken for that time period. My most recent thought was a little green onion just sprinkled on top, but we already got the white onion in there, so we're adding the green onion essentially only for color. You could definitely do, like, I could see it plated or put with a, like, red tinted or infused oil with it. That would be beautiful with this, and I'm already planning it for with the focaccia, so I came up with this in the store, by the way, today. I was in the store, I was like, okay, I gotta use up this cauliflower. It's not in the plans for... I don't really have plans to use cauliflower for Cajun Creole week, which is all next week. And we're starting with chicken etouffee tomorrow. I gotta think up something, like, my problem with doing Cajun Creole, which I'm perfectly happy to do, I like Cajun Creole food, is I feel like I've done a fair number of them. I've at least hit the the major notes. And so I feel like I need to be a little bit more creative with my choices beyond just the initial chicken. Speaking of that, I might need to buy rice. Oh, we got enough rice for tomorrow. I'm going to use jasmine rice. I don't think that's traditional. It's probably Carolina rice is traditional. Here's a question for someone out there that's got a Google machine in front of them. Is Carolina rice named for Carolina? Enjoy your ad, we'll be here. Basmati, I'm not the hugest, Jasmine and Basmati seem to get sort of intermixed. They're both longer grain rices from the same general region. I just go for Jasmine is just so much softer. Cool, so it's named for Carolina. That's our bread timer. This still feels soft. Did we cook through our chicken, chat? Let's see. I guess we're okay. Have I made shrimp and grits? I've made grits. I don't do a ton of shrimp. So no, I have not done shrimp and grits. Let's get a photo of this salad. Now see, one of my problems is growing up in the Midwest, I was influenced by Bill Knapp's, which was a chain in the Midwest. I don't think it's around anymore. I don't think it exists anymore. But they did a chicken etouffee dish that I had all the time as a kid that was essentially like a creamy chicken stew with biscuits. Which is absolutely not, a thin soup-like, almost, sauce poured over rice or mixed with rice. That is the much more traditional Southern interpretation of the word etouffee, and probably the origin for it's French, but the dish. But grits is definitely a possibility. I'm a little bit on shrimp. I'm not a big shrimp person, like I said. Hi, Alex. I can already tell you this has a beautiful crust to it. It just looks... It's already started to pull away nicely. This is for anyone just joining in with us, this is our bacon and cheddar focaccia bread. Blackened fish. Blackened fish is a definite possibility. Yes, sir. Bacon and cheddar. Look at that crust. Look at that crust. Crusty. Crusty, crusty. Well, is it going to be shrimp and grits? Or is it going to be focaccia sandwiches? He said with a mouthful of bacon. So now we have our focaccia with our roasted cauliflower salad. Not the airiest focaccia I've ever made. I've made more bubbly focaccias in the past. I don't know, I sort of feel in some ways I rushed this one, but I also did that second tamp down with the bacon and the cheese. I think that's more of it. I pushed it down more throughout the whole process than I have in past. Bacon and cheese holding it down, or I actually think cheese more than bacon. Definite possibility. But I think I'm going to go and enjoy this, chat. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to be back here tomorrow night, as mentioned before. Starting in on our Creole and Cajun week. So we're doing chicken etouffee tomorrow. Chicken and sausage etouffee. Obviously with Trinity and all of that good jazz, some nice rice. Don't 100% have plans for the rest of the week yet, so if you have thoughts on things that I need to do, like grits was a great suggestion. We should do some grits. I think we leave it there, chap. Not going to read out tonight. Greatly appreciate all of you hanging out with me. It was a fun Sunday night. A little bit of different, if you don't think about the focaccia, pretty healthy evening. Forget about the focaccia. Don't forget about the focaccia. I hope to see y'all back here tomorrow night. If not, we got an ingredient challenge on Wednesday. We'll be deciding that tomorrow. And we got the rest of Creole and Cajun week. Have a great night, everyone. Good night.